This is Lorraine, all the way from the US. We're going to talk about how she helps moms in their 40s to be ready for beyond motherhood so that they don't become irrelevant.
Just knowing that there's somebody in your corner and somebody that actually wants to support you it's so huge to women today, because we tend to be the givers. We're constantly giving. And we forget that we also need to receive.
Generation before, they fell in that trap. For them, 40s and 50s was literally the end now. We've done everything we needed and now we start falling sick. We start getting into depression because there's no purpose in our lives left. We are not that generation. We are questioning. The change happens when you question.
But there comes a time, and I think this happens, and I believe this happens more so in your early 40s, when those hormones start changing and, that estrogen starts leaving your body and that progesterone starts coming in, and that feel-good energy is leaving you. That feeling, I want to make everybody's life amazing, starts to going away. And we're left with this kind of like, why do I feel different? Okay, so today, I acknowledge this is my first podcast. I'm super excited and a little bit nervous, which is good. I mean, I think that's healthy. But I'm a big universe person. I lean into the universe so much, and it just resonates with me. So this morning I read tarot cards, but I also have my oracle card deck, and my card today, which is on the very, very top of my box. And the card is, because I do want to talk about expansion and contraction with moms in their midlife. And my card today is expand. And I'm going to read it to you because it says, you're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them.
I love it. I just can feel this podcast flowing. We'll be like chatting for hours. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Why I love it is I totally believe I am exactly mirror image of what you just said, because I feel the minute you surrender and you listen to the universe, it's just like this last year I would have never even thought. I would have never dreamt of. But when I threw myself in it and I was like, nope, this is it. I am made for so much more. I am not going to shrink myself anymore. Look where I am sitting today. And look what wonderful women are around
Oh my
me.
gosh, I love that. I love that. And I think you saw on my LinkedIn page that, I was at the Jay Shetty conference, and while that alone was truly amazing, the connections I've made with these women that are also coaches trained under Jay Shetty have opened my mind to like how just incredible women are. And that's why I come here with so much passion and so much joy for serving women, because we are the creators of the world. We create life, And then if you think about it, I've just got shivers up my arms.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, we haven't even started yet. And look at this. That's why I hit the button record, because I knew this was going to
And
happen.
I just, these women have been so supportive to all of us. And there's a group of us, and we just went for lunch, and then we did something in the evening time, and we had an Uber driver that was taking us to a comedy zone, and we were supporting another coach who it was her first time appearing as a comedian at this comedy zone in LA, and the Uber driver was like, you come, stop. He said, have you really all just met each other an hour ago? And we're like, yes, we have, you know?
I absolutely love it. And you know what? This is why I feel so passionate. So this is my third podcast today. So I've just recently threw myself on saying, you know what? I want to do more. Why am I limiting myself to doing one a day? If I'm doing online, let's get more. So this is the first time ever I've done multiple. And one was in Singapore, one in Ukraine, one today with
Yes.
you. And I'm like, wow, look at the global reach we are having. And it doesn't, for me, numbers, yes, it's for algorithm and all that, but look at the connections we're making. And you know what comes out of it, Lorraine? We all are craving it.
Yes. Oh,
We
so much
all are
so.
craving to be around the right tribe because the right environment will thrive
It will
us.
set you
We
free.
can be doing so much
Yes.
more. And this is why, so this is a byproduct of what I started doing a couple of years ago, this podcast. So I had a personal void. I wasn't thriving. I was literally, I was going, come to my total
Yeah.
breakdown. I couldn't have gone any further down. And it was basically my environment, the people around me weren't getting anything out of me.
Mhm.
It wasn't happening. I was just getting sucked into, I don't know what. There was nothing left of me. This face was just totally dull, horrible,
I hear
depressed.
you.
And I was like, what do I do? There is something else. There is something else. There is a need. So, from my own need, I started creating an event. One event led to another event. And that became snowballed into something where I thought, no, I need to now sit back and I need to have a think, what is this actually demanding? This is not about events and have a drink and have a great time and
Mhm.
that's it, stop
Mhm.
there. This is calling for so much more. I want to help women where we thrive off each other, where we actually helping each other's businesses. And I want to talk to so many more. So my vision is to create a very, very, very supreme private members club for women where we thrive off each other.
Well, I am so glad to be one of those women, and I promise you I will thrive within this community because
You
it's
will.
so needed. Needy. We are, we everybody goes back to COVID, and how awful it was for our world. But I'm going to say I'm going to do the contrarian stance on this and say it was meant to happen for the reason that we are doing this today. We're sitting in front of each other. You're in England, I'm in the US. If it wasn't for COVID, would we be as comfortable as we are today, reaching out to people across the oceans and wanting to sit down and just talk, just come together in ways that is so positive and so it just leads to so much growth. Look at you. You've just told me how much growth you've had in the last year. And it wouldn't have been possible if we didn't have access to what we have access to today and the comfort level that we have using it too. So, okay, COVID was awful. There's no denying that. But it also gave us an awful lot of positives that we should lean into as well.
100%. Everything has its own pros and cons. We got to see what it left us with. It left us with a digital world. Yes, digital world was there, but look how it actually brought our minds together. And it's like, hang on a second, we still can connect. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
we can't physically be in one place, so we still can connect. Today we are transatlantic, we are having conversations and just vibing off each other. We don't even need to be in one room to actually thrive off and come with business ideas or actually just help somebody or come up with a charitable trust or come up with just a gin o'clock was such a big
Yeah.
thing during
Yeah.
COVID, wasn't it? Having a just toasting a drink to a friend who actually understands me across the globe, we've never met, but I call you a friend because I think we are vibing already 5 minutes in the
You can
video.
tell. I mean, with these women, like they've all texted me this morning and wished me so much luck with this podcast, and it's just like having a group of
Oh,
sisters. And I actually don't have any sisters. I've got three brothers. So you don't have a sister either? Oh my gosh!
no,
And yeah,
no. I've always craved for a sister because a friend of mine, she was my bestie and she had an older sister and they used to like exchange
I
everything
know.
and always ideas and clothes together. And they have never had a sister, but you know what? This is the community we are building. Because what is the role of a sister is to say, you can do it, sis. You can
Yeah.
do it. Don't pull me down. Don't look at me up and down. And I'm sorry to say, but in the world today, there are still a lot of people, a lot of other women who will be something you don't want to, but then you find your own tribe. Where do you want to
I
sit?
think, as you get older too, and I will talk about this a little later, especially as to what I do. I think your soul starts screaming pretty loudly, and if you listen
recording again. Sorry, I don't know what
It
happened.
heard me talking about souls, and it was just like, I'm just going to let you know I'm listening, I'm listening. So I think our souls start
Okay.
screaming out, and then I think it helps us attract the right people too. Because I'm telling you, these women, we were just talking last night, and one of the girls actually said, this is like my high school group chat that I feel like I can just talk about anything with you ladies. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, and the other thing that I also feel is because we've all been around, those women, the judgy people. And it's not just women, it's men too. There's plenty of judgy people out there that you tell them one thing and they're going to judge you for it instead of trying to understand you for it. And I said to her, I said, like, with you ladies, I never feel judged. And they were like, yes, 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 it's such a beautiful thing. And these are women that I've met for like maybe 8 or 9 hours total,
That's crazy.
and we've continued this, and it's amazing, just amazing.
But you know what? You're so right. The minute you meet somebody, it's the energy. You just know this is your person or not. That's it.
Yes.
If you will get that judgy impression, you will know that this is the energy who's gonna just, I better be quiet because whatever comes out of my mouth is gonna be something else. So rather, but then there's some people where you can just say anything and you know you're not gonna be judged. You might be, they might I'm not saying you're always right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. They might not agree with it, but they're not going to judge you for that. And that is what you want to create. So let me just introduce you because
Okay.
I feel like we're going to keep going on and
Yeah.
on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am so humbled that you have actually taken the opportunity and you've been here on my podcast as your first podcast. So thank you so much. Welcome to Her Own Narrative, another episode for a very, as usual, a very interesting episode. I already can feel it because this is Lorraine, all the way from the US. We're going to talk about how she helps moms in their 40s to be ready for beyond motherhood so that they don't become irrelevant and they actually build a future they want to build. Welcome, Lorraine. We have
Thank
so much to talk about.
you. We
Let's
do.
talk about how you're going to help that mom who's sitting there listening to us and who wants to reclaim her life and her own narrative.
Well, the first thing I just want to say is that I'm here because I adore women on a level that I know how much they need to be supported, because when I receive that support, it can be the difference between night and day. And just knowing that there's somebody in your corner and somebody that actually wants to support you it's so huge to women today, because we tend to be, we're the givers. We are constantly giving. And we forget that we also need to receive. And when we forget we need to receive, we become depleted. And we don't realize it because we have this guilt of asking for something for ourselves and feeding our own souls. So what happens is we just kind of get lost along the way, and we become kind of shells, and we're on autopilot, and our goal obviously is to just keep making everybody else happy and doing for everybody else. But there comes a time, and I think this happens, and I believe this happens more so in your early 40s, when those hormones start changing, and that estrogen starts leaving your body and that progesterone starts coming in, and that feel good energy is leaving you. That feeling, I want to make everybody's life amazing, starts to going away, and we're left with this kind of like, why do I feel different? And I just mentioned to you, Neeti, that I do feel our bodies allow us to be that caretaker, to be that giver to a certain point. But then in our 40s, which is the women that I coach, you realize that you start asking, well, what about me? Like, where do I come in this picture? Where am I in this picture? And you start then questioning what's going on around you. But sometimes that's all women do, is they question it, but they don't put any action behind it. And they end up just drifting through their 40s, but feeling disconnected from themselves, and also becoming disconnected in their marriages, becoming disconnected from their children, disconnected from life. And unfortunately, that can also lead to, down the line, sickness. And that can be depression, it can be a mental sickness, a physical sickness. A lot of women experience so much kind of just discomfort in who they are, because they feel this, they're pulling, right? They're literally in a pull situation. They know that they want to be giving, but something's telling them that they have to pull a little bit too. And so in their 40s, this is when like a transition happens. And as I said, there's the women that listen and address it and then start being guided through their 40s so that they get into their 50s in a beautiful place where they're in control, or they drift. And if they drift, they get stuck. And the years, and what I call is the contraction, instead of growing and expanding, which is exactly what they need to be doing in their 40s, because there's so much out there for them. Because Needy, we're not our parents. We're not our mothers. We're not the, oh my gosh, I've raised my family and I'm done now, no. I want more for me. I know that there's a huge world out there for me that I can tap into. And
You know what? I just can't stop smiling. Like my jaw is hurting from smiling so much because I'm loving what's coming out of your mouth. It's like, wow. And you know what actually makes me more smiley here is because the first two podcasts before this I recorded are exactly what other women said. We are unapologetic about this now. We want more.
yes,
Yeah, the generation before, they fell in that trap. For them, 40s and 50s was literally the end now. We've done everything we
yeah.
needed, and now we start falling sick. We start getting ill. We start getting into depression because there's no purpose in our lives left. We are not that generation. We are questioning. The change happens when you question. We're
Yes.
not accepting it anymore. Don't tell me this is it. No, I love my children. We are the creators. We create. But doesn't mean I'm going to now sit here and then say, oh, they've left the nest. Now what? I am nobody. No, I want to create something. And why is that depression is happening? And you said something so interesting that they drift away is because I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, is there a sense of resentment? Even that generation, they had a sense of resentment somewhere that I have poured in, poured in, poured in. Everyone's gone now. Where am I? What did I do this for?
100%, 100%. And that resentment, it can leave you feeling seething, like you can be seething inside. But the problem is, we're mom, okay? So we can't show it. So what do? We stuff it down. And we stuff it down, and then you've got all the guilt of wanting more for yourself, but knowing that you can't actually speak up about it because people are going to judge you. And
Oh,
we
you're
talk. You're
selfish.
selfish, yeah. Why do you want this now? Like, I mean, you've your mom. Like, it's that title that, and what is wrapped up in that title. You're the giver. You're the doer. You're the problem solver. You're the one who carries the weight of everyone. And then for you to want something for you, there's so much resistance to that, and that's hard. That's hard for women who have given all their lives, and then there's the support doesn't follow. The support is replaced by resistance from their family members, from people who think this is ridiculous. I mean, this is
Why
why.
do you, why do you think there is resistance? Do you think there is fear somewhere?
Oh,
That
absolutely. There's fear. It's 100% fear. I'm just going to turn my volume up just a tiny bit, and it's 100% fear, because they have become so comfortable. They have become so used to always having you there, and they don't know what you're going to look like when you come out the other end, right?
crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps listening to this.
And I
It's
have, I
mad,
have,
isn't it?
I'm going to share a story with you.
Go on.
My daughter was going to a cheer. She was going to be cheering, and she stayed after school. Group of moms had organised, for the girls to get sandwiches from a local sandwich shop, and I was the one who said I would pre-order them the night before. And these are young girls at 14 years of age, and they don't want the tomato on the sandwich. They won't want the onion on the sandwich. So I was putting in the order online, and twice it gave me an error message. So I had to leave it that evening, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was going to pitch for a podcast the next morning, and I was like, okay, so I didn't do what I needed to do. My daughter's telling me she needs a lipstick from a certain store because it all has to be the same color. I'm like, oh my goodness, so this is mom, right? This is mom doing what mom does. I'm solving everybody's problems. I'm running around. I'm ordering the sandwiches. It doesn't work. So the next morning, I drop her to school and I said, I'm just going to pop into the sandwich shop and I'm going to order the sandwiches. Guy couldn't understand why the system didn't work. He said, this is ridiculous. It always works. And I'm like, I don't know. But remember I talked about the universe and the universe shifting things around. So things are going to work for you. So I went up. He took the order of the sandwiches. He was wonderful. But as I was standing there, this girl came up to me, and I have this little pocket-sized purse, handbag, and this girl came up and said to me, oh my gosh, I love your handbag. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, and I just told her where I got it from, and so she was like, oh my God, love it, love it, love it. So I'm panicked because I've got an hour to come up with this pitch for this podcast that I want to share with this lady, and so I was sat in the car, and I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? So would you mind if I read you a letter that I wrote to moms about the how our world has grown and gotten smaller all at the same time?
I love that.
Can I
Please
read
do.
it? Okay.
I'm actually, you know what? This is crazy, Lorraine. I'm literally getting like my hairs and everything is just like popping out. This is crazy
Aww.
conversation.
I
Go, go,
love
go.
it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I used the handbag to compare a mom's life. Okay, so this is it. Her handbag is more than an accessory. It's a mirror of her identity through the seasons of life. When she's young, the bag is small. It holds only what she needs for herself. A lip gloss, a wallet, a key. She is light. She is free. Then comes motherhood, and the bag grows. First a diaper bag, then a tote that can carry snacks, toys, wipes, school forms. Soon, it's heavy enough to pull on her shoulders. But it brings her joy to fill that bag with necessities for her family. Soon, though, that bag will also hold everyone else's emotional needs. Her child's tears, her partner's silence, her family's expectations. She becomes the fixer, the one who carries the tools for everyone else's wounds, but has nothing inside for herself but maybe a worn-out lipstick. She tries to unzip the bag and let out her own pain out, but too often nobody wants to hear it. So she tucks it back inside and keeps carrying. The bigger the bag, the heavier the life. And yet, she clings to these bags because for years they are her identity. Her worth is measured by how much she can hold. Then comes another season, the empty nest. She looks at the bag and realizes it's not just heavy, it's crushing. Her body even feels it, aching shoulders, tired back, a weight she can no longer deny. This is the turning point. The bag must get smaller. She begins to release what no longer serves her, one-sided friendships, family drama, unspoken resentments. As the bag shrinks, something else grows. Her space, her freedom, her sense of self, her desire for more. If she purges what is inside that large, cumbersome bag that is hurting her and shifts to a more compact one, she now has the space to allow herself to breathe, to heal, and to become who she was always meant to be. She moves from being the carrier of everyone else's life to becoming the author of her own. The handbag tells the story of who she was and who she is ready to be.
Wow. You've seen my expressions. I don't even need to say anything. Wow. So
It just,
tell me, what did the mom say?
it was incredible, incredible. So I've shared,
I've got tears.
it's just so true though,
It's like every mom's, yeah, every mom's. Like we have created those lives. I mean, there is nothing more dear
Oh,
than our
unbelievable,
children.
unbelievable. I'm
That is,
so
there
blessed
is
to have.
nothing more dear in our lives. Like, we are very lucky to have kids.
Yes,
We are the lucky
very lucky.
ones to be moms. But at the same time, I think it's not about being a mom, it's the conditioning the society has done on us that being a mom means you lose yourself, or being a partner means lose yourself. That is getting questioned now,
Yes.
that I can still be me and I still can do all those things. Not that I want to burn out and prove it, but my personal aspirations are my personal
A
aspirations.
100%, 100%. And there's no shame in that.
No.
No shame in it. As I said, we're not our mom's generation. We have these dreams, we have these aspirations for ourselves, and we have access now to go and be a force and move forward. And also, we're here. We've helped our children grow, but we can still go on and help so many more people.
So many more. And bring so many together. If we can create a life from nothing, we can definitely create a beautiful world. They're saying, oh, the future is females, the future is female leaders, the future is female politicians, the future is female business owners, female coaches, because, and there's nothing wrong with, oh, we want to take the world over. It's not about that. It's about we awake. We want more for ourselves.
Yes.
We're done being small. That's
Yeah.
all it's about. It's not
Yes.
about that we're going to erase anything else because we want that as well. We want male counterparts around us. I might have two boys. How can I not want my boys?
Yes.
But at the
Yes.
same time, we want more for ourselves. And I don't want to be apologetic about it. I don't want to be called selfish about it. I don't want to be saying, you have changed. No, I just want more.
You have evolved and you have expanded. And instead of contracting, which is, where we find ourselves in our early 40s, we feel our whole self has contracted because, and it's understandable because we've been the givers, and that's okay. And it's totally healthy and normal. But we do need to look at expanding, and the expanding can go many ways, and if you think about what we're doing today, this is all expansion and growth, and it's such an incredible thing that we are capable of doing this. I love it for women. I really do.
You know what? I can tell. That is, it's your space is saying that, and that's what is bringing us together as well. Because we are there because we want to. Like no one's asked us to have this today. It's because I felt connected, you felt connected, and we're like, okay, let's have a chat. Isn't that amazing? And we haven't
Incredible.
stopped for like how many how many minutes? We've just talking because again, we want that connection. We want somebody to understand us. We want somebody to just say, you're okay in how you're feeling. Why should I be not feeling okay for how I'm feeling? My feelings are my feelings. You can't change how I feel.
They're so valid. They're so valid and needy. They're so necessary because if you're not listening to your feelings, you're not listening to you're not being authentic. And that's all we all want is to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, and for people to see us as our authentic selves. Because I know, like myself, we've all had times in our life where we've had to be unauthentic, right? And it just feels so depleting and it feels so wrong. And it takes you, even for me, I know for me, it takes me days to get over being unauthentic. If I've been put in a place where I can't be my authentic self, I feel my energy drop. I feel like I'm
It's
just,
exhausting. It's
yes.
absolutely exhausting. If you can't be yourself and you have to pretend to be something, it's mentally it drains you.
So I ask you then,
It's like
Niti, how does that look for women that never get to address it? Like they know, they hear the screaming, roaring sound in their ears when they start turning 40 and they're like, I love my family, I love them dearly, but there's something missing. There's something in my life that's missing for me. So what happens to these women who don't listen? And other than drifting, as I said, the drift is there. They'll just keep going and they'll keep trying their best, but things fall away. Things, and things add on. Like as I said, the health, the depression, the anxiety, the sleepless nights when you're waking up and you're just like, what am I doing with my life? Because the screaming inside from your soul doesn't stop. It
yeah,
continues, and it's
yeah.
gone. Listen to me. And if you're
But they're
not,
not listening.
it,
What do you do with that? Because I'll tell you what, honestly, that frustrates me because I've been in that place where there was a void, and I'm like, but I listened to it. I'm trying to tap into it. I'm like, no, I want more, and I will create more. But I know on the other hand, there are lots of women, and there are some dear friends as well. And I'm like, why are you not listening to yourself?
I
Why
know.
are you not doing anything about it?
Yes.
So what do you have to say to them, Lorraine?
So, and that's where life coaching comes in, and that's where reaching out to a person who can help you. Because what you need to do is you need to create the awareness around it. Because if you don't create that awareness and you don't realize what it is that is making you unhappy or what it is that is making you feel disconnected from yourself, well then you can't grow from that. You can't expand. So you're going to stay in a contracted state. And if you stay in that contracted state, as I said, that's just going to continue for you. So if you don't reach out to somebody to help you to create the awareness and then get the clarity of what you actually want to do, you'll stay stuck and you will become invisible, as you move forward into your 50s, because you won't be serving that inner passion, that inner drive, and I know there's so many women out there that know exactly how that feels. And I did, Needy. I did. Up until 2 years ago, I felt that drift. I was drifting so badly. And before I started to become a life coach, I actually started to learn how to program chatbots. And that's what I did because I was desperate to find
Yep,
something that
true
that
indeed.
resonated with me.
Been
But
there,
I
done that.
yeah, but here's the thing. I was doing something that I felt would support my husband's business. I felt, oh, I can build him chatbots and he's going to really love this. But I hated it. I couldn't do it. Yeah, I had to wait 3 days for somebody to get back, and could I have done it? Of course I could have done it. Did it fill me up? No, it did not fill me
No.
up. So I just failed at it. I didn't do well with it, and I couldn't wait 3 days for somebody to get back to me. And then in February, I something came across my screen, and I was a big Jay Shetty fan all the way through, and I always watched all his podcasts and I watched all his stuff, and this email came across about becoming a life coach, and I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And he did an interview. He interviews all his life coaches first to see if they're an actual good fit. And I was like, that's impressive. Like, that really did impress me. So I did the interview, and of course I I was accepted into the program. And then the light bulb went off. And then I did the internal work because I was learning how to be a coach, to coach others. But of course, you have to learn it yourself along the way. And that's when I was like, I found me. I found what I love to do. But it took a few tries. It wasn't the first try that got me there. And so it's not a direct path. And that's why
It
having a life
never
coach.
is.
Yeah.
It never
So
is. And that's why I say, for you to take that action to learn to do chatbots was necessary, was a
yeah,
building block. Because then you knew that, okay, this doesn't work for me, so I need to do the next thing. And I think you're so right. In our 40s, this happened because as I said to begin with, 2 years ago, that happened to me.
yeah.
Exactly the same
Isn't that
thing. I was
crazy?
like, I can't, yeah, it's mad. It's like, I can't, but I need to do something, but I don't know what to do because I have lost the identity. I've lost I don't know where to start. How do I start?
And that's
What do
that's
I do?
that's crucial because so many
Mm,
people don't know where to start.
mm,
They don't. And we were fortunate enough that it found us.
mm.
And as I said, it took a minute or two, but that's okay. And when I became a life coach, I was like, Lorraine, you've always been a coach. I have 4 children. I've been coaching them through school. I've been coaching them through sports, to not making sports teams. I've been coaching all my life. I've been coaching my husband when, he doesn't get contracts. I've been coaching my husband when we have to let employees go. It's been a constant coaching. And it was I just needed to learn the tools, you know?
Absolutely amazing. And what you just said, I totally love it. And I would agree with it, but I would say again, because that's my big message to people, and I would love to hear your message, is it didn't find us. We found it because we took the action. You and me were fortunate, and we knew how desperate we were to change something in our lives that we took the action. First step is never going to work. Never, ever. Like, that's got to be a real magic. But that chatbot led you
Yeah.
to get that email. That chatbot led you to open your mind to even coaching. And that chatbot is the one which actually made you say, this is the next step. And
Yeah.
who knows where it's going to take?
Yeah.
You might, I don't know, you might just actually have another academy of yours, who knows, or do something totally different. But it's a step to be taken.
Yes, and the thing is, it's, as I said, it's creating that awareness. It's not a lot of us ignore our inner emotions coming through, and our inner feelings, and all this inner messaging. It's all messaging that's coming through, and a lot of us just go, we're in autopilot, so we just keep getting up, rinse and repeat, do the next day, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But we don't ask ourselves, why do I feel so awful? Like, why do I feel so disconnected from everybody and anything? And then they don't address it. So if you don't address it, you can't bring about the action, and the action is what will bring about the change.
And don't you think what a waste of a life? Because my life changed when I said to myself, you've got one life. You can't live where you don't wake up full of beans and just sleep so that you can just, oh gosh, can this night just pass so that
Yeah,
I have so much more to do tomorrow?
yeah.
If you are not having that, what a waste of a life.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And
Yeah,
I see so many women that are right there. That's what they're nearly wanting to give up. And that's so
yeah,
sad, because
sad, isn't it?
it is. It's so, so sad. And and as I said, the action will bring about the change, but you have to know what action you need to take. You know.
To bring a coach in your life, don't have that fear. Fear is only what is holding you back,
Yeah.
isn't it? But people like yourselves are out there. They are there to help people to get that clarity. And it's not always about, oh, every woman needs to go and create an entrepreneurial
No, not at all.
project or
Not at
have a
all.
business, or it could be very well being in exactly the same environment but still finding that internal happiness. But because if you're not waking up with a smile on your face, there's got to be something not right.
Because I have this memory of this lady that I coached, and she was pretty high up in a college, and she was the chair of a department, and it was 4 sessions in, and she was struggling with the awareness part of it. There was a struggle going on, and we made a connection. And in session 4, she just looked at me and she said, oh my God, how did we get here? And I was like, I actually don't know. Like, you don't know. It evolves. It just keeps evolving. And then she just burst out crying. And I cried with her because I'm a crier, I do cry. And I was like, this isn't this when you see that aha moment and it clicks, it is probably one of the most powerful experiences to watch somebody reach awareness.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
okay, just say it again, sorry.
Yeah, so no, and when she reached that aha moment, there's nothing more beautiful for a coach to see that happen, because sometimes you're like 4 sessions in and you're like, okay, we should be getting close now. We should be, but there's never any pressure, never ever any pressure. And it's a beautiful journey to watch a woman unpack, and because honestly, Needy, not many people give us that opportunity to unpack. And not many people give us the opportunity to be heard. And when you give somebody that moment where they get to just literally bloom in front of you, and they have that aha moment, as I said, I don't know if you got it in the earlier piece, but she cried. She literally cried. And then I cried with her. And it was just like, as you said, it's being that supportive woman to woman relationship and bringing things into fruition that is going impacted her life going forward. I mean, she messages me all the time. She's, I couldn't be here today if I hadn't have been coached by
Came
you.
into life, exactly. And isn't that the most beautiful? How fulfilling is that for you? And I can see that on your
Amazing.
face. That aha moment is not only
Amazing.
for her, it's for you too.
Yes, yes. Because her success is my success.
Hmm.
And there's no doubt about it. You
Wow.
know? It's such a beautiful thing. It really is. And as I said, just in general, like, I don't think I've met a woman that I don't like. Like, I don't think I have. I find something in everybody that I enjoy and I like and that I can lean into. And you just have to be willing to just dig a little,
That's
because
so amazing. It's amazing. I mean, the whole vibe, the whole conversation, the whole ethos of it is totally, totally I'm in love with, because I think we need so many more of Lorraines who
Oh,
can change that for women, because we know that, you know it, I know it. There are so many who are waiting for later. There is no later, because you say that in beautifully as well. What you waiting for? And I love that when you said that.
yeah, because you know what, the action is now. You
Yeah,
know, the action now is what is going to bring you to your future self, and your future self is waiting for you to choose your future self.
so
And if you
good.
keep ignoring your future self, you're just going to stay stuck and you're going to become invisible. And nobody, does anybody want to be stuck and invisible? Or do they want to grow into who they are capable of growing into?
I don't think any human being, forget being a woman or a man, I don't think as a human being you want to be stuck or invisible. As a human being, you want to be, that's a human need to be felt, seen, and heard. You,
100%.
as a child, as a baby cries because they want to be heard.
Yeah.
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 So
And
that
picked
is,
up and held and supported.
yeah. So that is
Yes.
a human need. You can't not, you can't deny it. You can't, and the more you keep shoving it down, the more of a resent ball you're going to become. And then what if you are not a happy person within yourself? How can you, because you've depleted yourself, as you said, there is nothing
Mhm.
more to come out. There's only going to be resentment, anger, frustration, and that's not going to create a nice atmosphere, is it?
No, because that's going to transfer to everyone else, you
100%.
know,
Energy
around you.
speaks. Energy speaks. If you are a good energy, it will transpire. If you are not, how can you expect that you can do it? You can't.
Yeah. Because
Oh my
if
God.
when you're living in your joy, Neety, that's when your vibration is at its highest. And that's when you're in attraction mode. That's when you are pulling everything towards you and that's all the good. You know, when you're not in your joy, you know, life is not working for you. You're working for your life.
Oh my
And
gosh. I love it.
that's a scary
It's a
thought.
scary thought. Very, and we've lived it. I have lived it. So I
Me
can't even
too.
say, I mean, I have lived where I've chased and I haven't been operating from my attractive mode. So you are basically chasing. So you're not vibrating at a certain energy. But the minute
Right.
you change your vibration, you start
Hmm.
attracting. I attract you. I've attracted the other two.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
mad. It's like,
Yes.
and I say that very loud and not proud, but very loud. Could I have had this conversation a year or 2 years ago? Maybe not. Maybe you would have not even responded to me even if I reached out, because my vibration, my energy was not matching yours to attract.
Oh my God, I've got the shivers now running down my back because that is so, so true, you know? And yes, the attraction mode is the most powerful mode that you can be in. And to deny yourself that is it's so sad to me
Very sad.
because to know how attraction mode, because as I said, when you reached out to me and I was like, what, and then to know that this is my very first podcast and to be this comfortable and share this space with you like this is it's magical, right? It is magical.
Magical. 100%.
So if I
100%.
can,
I always call this space magical. Like
yeah.
even online and the ones I have in live in person, it is a total therapeutic sessions.
Yes, yes.
I've had tears, I've had hugs, I've had cuddles, and I've had the best time on this set in my studio because we create that magic together. It's amazing. Right, Lorraine, I think we can just keep talking for days, but I'm going to ask you a few
So
questions.
I'll go make some food and I'll bring it back.
That's it. Go. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I,
ask you a few questions because these are my core questions I like to ask
okay.
most guests because I think
Okay.
it's important. How important do you think for a woman is being financially independent?
Did you go there? You went there. Okay, so now I have to let my whole body just balance out here because I've got the whole shivers and everything down my back. Okay, so I was a stay-at-home mom and supporting my husband throughout the our marriage, and so I really didn't build anything financially independently, but everything is together. Um, I have two daughters, and my message to them would be independent, 100% independent financially, because no one can take it away from you. So I wouldn't ever consider telling them to do what I did. And I'll leave it at that.
That's it. And we're gonna keep this off record, but I get you. I completely get you.
Yeah.
We all have been there.
Hmm.
So, how important it is for women like you, me, to share our experiences and stories.
I think it would be cruel for us not to. I think that we'd be doing a disservice to all the women out there in this world if we were to not open up and share our experiences, because just like taking a book, we don't want anybody to have to reinvent the wheel. If they can learn from us, then we have served these women well. To keep the information to ourselves is a complete disservice to women. So we need to be open, and we are, again, creators, and to be a creator is to also share what we've learned, so, and save somebody else from going through hardship or pain or hurt or sadness. So I think it's hugely important.
Thank you. Being a woman means, complete the sentence.
Being a woman means, I would say, starting with being authentic, but being a giver, but also being open to being a receiver. We are naturally the givers because we are brought into this world to bear children, if we're fortunate enough. So we're naturally the givers, but we don't naturally receive. So being a woman is being everything and anything we can be to create joy and harmony and wonder in this world.
Wow, it's absolutely amazing. Tell me one last one is what's something you wish more women said out loud?
What's something more women wish that they
What's
said out
something
loud?
you wish more women said out loud?
I need help. Just those three words. I need help.
You know what? I don't have any more questions to ask. What a soulful conversation this was.
Been beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You began it with saying you feel honored. No, I'm honored and I'm humbled and I'm grateful to be here and to share my message with somebody as amazing as you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was absolutely amazing. Like I don't want to end this. I want to keep talking.
And I would be the girl who would sit here and keep talking with you. I promise you I would.
We
So
will
yeah.
one day we'll do that. Bring a
Yes.
food, bring a drink, and
Yes,
let's
yes,
do this.
yes, yes.
Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna thank you so much. Thank you for watching us, and thank you for creating this with us. Keep
I love it.
watching,
Thank you
keep
so much
sharing.
too.